Hello, math magicians of all shapes, sizes, creeds, and otherwise dividing factors. Welcome to Talk Nerdy School, where we put the cool in school. Today, we are going to be talking about linear equations. Should be pretty straightforward, right? Let's start by talking about what a linear equation actually is. As the name would suggest, it is an equation used to describe a line. For any line, there are really only two things we need to know to be able to describe it. The first is referred to as slope, is the line going up, going down, and how fast. The second is simply a point on that line. Since all lines are straight, just knowing which way the line is going and a single point on that line is enough information for us to be able to make our linear equation. The slope is by far the more important of our two defining factors. As I said before, the slope of a line is the rate at which it goes up or it goes down. Another way you will commonly hear this described is rise over run. Now that's all fine and good, but how do we determine what our rise or run is if we can't look at the line? For this, we will need to look at not one, but 2 points on our line. I'll show you what I mean. Let's say we have a line that goes through the points 1, 3, and 3, 7. To determine the slope, we can use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. The difference in the values of our y values is our rise, and the difference in our x values is our run. If we plug in the values from our points, we get 7 minus 3 divided by 3 minus 1. After some brief math, we get 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Therefore, our slope is simply 2, the best number.
Now that we know our slope and we have a point on our line, we can go ahead and make a linear equation. What I'm about to show you is called the point-slope form, which, as the name implies, is a form of a linear equation that only uses the slope and a point. Point-slope form is written as y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. M is the variable most often used for slope. Remember, our slope is 2, and one of our points is 1, 3. So our equation is y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 1. It's not a very pretty equation though, is it? Let's clean this up a bit. If we distribute the 2 on the right side of the equal sign, we are left with y minus 3 equals 2x minus 2. Then we can go ahead and add 3 to both sides, which will leave us with y equals 2x plus 1. This equation is what we in the business call slope-intercept form. It is so named because it contains the slope, 2, and the x-intercept, 1 in this case. The x-intercept is the point where our line will cross the x-axis, or the value of y when x is equal to 0. So, in review, today we talked about the two things we need to describe a line: the slope and a point. We also went over how to find the slope if we don't already know it and we can't look at our line. Then we talked about two forms of linear equations, the first being our point-slope form, and the second being our slope-intercept form. And that's all we went over today. Pretty cool. Alas, all good things must come to an end. I hope you have found this informative and will continue your journey in understanding linear equations. Feel free to check out my other videos if you found this to be informative or if you learned anything. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this lesson. And remember, never stop learning. This is Talk Nerdy School. I'll see you later.